The mud and rain was flying at the last round of Grand National Cross Country Racing. And despite the terrible conditions, the racing was great, as Charlie Mullins and Thad Duvall tried to break away with the victory. But in the end, Josh Strang emerged with his third straight victory. Can anyone stop the surging Australian?
Playing in the dirt, face full of mud, sacrificing flesh and blood. Playing in the dirt, digging in the ground. Oh, now I'm asking you, where you gonna be when it all goes down, 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 down?
Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Racer TV, covering the 2009 Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series. Today we're bringing the dirt bikes back to Tennessee, although we probably should call them mud bikes because once again we have a mudder on our hands. It's even worse than the last time we raced. Today we're going to cut the 3-hour event down to 2 hours. It's just that difficult. Now that's especially bad news if you're Josh Strang. Yes, he has won 3 in a row, including our last race in the mud, but it's so bad out here today at the Weekend Warrior Titan GNCC that, well, momentum, it's only as good as the first mud hole. If you hit that thing too fast, too hard, or too deep, any amount of confidence you have could go up in smoke, which will then be doused by water. So before we go racing, let's talk to some of our top contenders about what they expect racing in the mud today.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be probably one of the muddiest races of the year, and tied for second points right now, and feel really good. Got my bike all set up and my goggles all ready to go, so it should be pretty good. It's they cut it down to 2 hours, so it's definitely, you don't want to make a lot of mistakes. You don't have as much time, so I'm going to go out there and try and keep my hands dry and stay up and hopefully come away with the points lead after today.
I think today is going to be a good start. Again, it's going to be pretty important, and then just stay with the lead group all day and, be there at the end with everybody, or, try to get away like Josh did last week. It worked out good for him. So, I didn't make my push till late in the race, and I should have maybe done that earlier. So, and I know today's going to be a shorter race today. So, I think everyone's going to be going fast all day.
Here we are back at Lafayette. I think it's called Tennessee for the second week in a row. Again, it's muddy, so it's going to be hard on the bikes and hard on us riders again. So I think it's shortened to a 2-hour race, which will be a little bit better, a little easier, and hopefully I can get 4th win in a row. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully get a good start and stay up front.
Well, use all the old racing adages you want. You finish first, you must first finish, or you can't win the championship today, but you could certainly lose it. It all applies in a mud fest like this. At our last round, Paul Whibley came in as the points leader, broke a chain, lost a lot of points. It looked like rookie Thad Duvall might grab his first ever victory. He ran into mechanical troubles as well. Don't think that's not on the mind of these riders. They've got to make sure they get to the finish and score points first. And worry about winning races and going all out maybe on a dry day somewhere down the road. Let's get down to a very muddy starting line for the Weekend Warrior Titan GNCC.
Well, it looks a lot like the last time we went racing at Loretta Lynn's Ranch. Rain and mud soaking the pit area. Some riders headed toward the starting line for a morning race. Other riders headed down to the afternoon race like Nate Canny are already covered before their race has even begun. Just hard to keep the bikes clean, and that's the key. That's why you see Barry Hawk running the giant hand guards. Same thing here for Paul Whibley. There's Charlie Mullins' girlfriend Rachel holding the umbrella over him to try to keep him dry. The fans, of course, doing the same thing. But try as you might, you're going to get wet, you're going to get dirty, and it's going to start now on the inside. Jason Raines on the number 100. No, he managed to get edged out by the 6 of Jimmy Jarrett. So Jarrett is going to grab the MotorcycleUSA.com hole shot. He's got Mullins and Strang right behind him. And in fact, it's Mullins taking over the lead. And he and Jarrett, man, they are the lightning quick starters in this game. Jarrett gets the lead back. You see Whibley battling with Raines, 3rd and 4th. And I'm not sure what happened to Strang. I thought I saw him up there in the first few corners. Meanwhile, Jarrett and Mullins continuing to battle. And as we get in the woods, though, Whibley has gone from 3rd to 1st. Whibley has proved his starting skills tremendously. Look at how much standing water is on this track as they ride up the waterfall. Raines back there in 3rd. It's the best run we've seen out of the veteran in a long time. Raines does not even race this series full time any longer. He's on his game early today. Let's go back to the start for the XC2 class. The 250 bikes as opposed to the 450s, and they're banging bars in turn 1. A couple of KTMs. Looks like Caleb Russell going to grab the whole shot. He's the points leader in this series. And a collision between Corey Buttrick and Jason Thomas. They both go down. Russell leading Scott Watkins, and two of our main contenders in this XC2 Lights division are down in a heap in turn one. Back on the racetrack, you see KTM riders working their way through. That's Kurt Caselli, and Glenn Carney goes by, the Husqvarna, and there's Nate Canny, who is now switching to KTM 4-stroke. Terrible start there for Thad Duvall. He's got Barry Hawk right behind him up that waterfall. Oh, and there's Charlie Mullins, who was battling for the lead earlier, and now he has Watkins, the leader in XC2, right behind him. So Mullins has made a big mistake, obviously. He's got to make up some ground. And how about Jason Thomas on 17, now leading Caleb Russell. So Thomas, who is down in turn one, has made up ground. Russell, who is leading, has gone to the back. Things can change very quickly. And now the rain is coming down hard as Whibley leads his teammate here, Jarrett, on the number 6. So right now a private duel between the Monster Energy, JG Racing, Geico, Kawasaki machines. And there you hear the two-stroke of Reigns coming through in third. And now Josh Strang, he is fourth. Strang leading the points after winning the last 3 rounds of this series. Jarrett has taken the lead back from his teammate Whibley, so the battle is on now between the teammates. Deep in these valleys, these sections is actually a little better if it keeps raining like this and we keep the bikes clean. If it stops raining, we'll get sticky. Here's Reigns on the old 2-stroke. He busted out the old YC 250 and he is on the gas. Then you've got Strang, Caselli in the hunt. Good run by the Californian. That's Carney, Canny, and now the leader of XC2, Scott Watkins. These XC2 boys have been up front in the overall this year, and today is no exception. Duvall followed by Hawk. I'm just amazed these guys can see with the rain coming down. And here's Russell in XC2. He's gotten around Thomas. But look at Thomas keeping the heat on. And Mullins trying to make up for that bad first lap. Stay with him. Stay tuned. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, Yamaha, and by Honda Generators, the official generator of Racer TV. Back to the action here at the Weekend Warrior Titan Grand National Cross Country Race. And look at this chase. Whibley, Jarrett, and Reigns, who has gotten in the Wayback Machine. This is Jason Reigns in 2002, 3, and 4. Up front battling for the lead. Here is Whibley working his way through this, well, supposedly a grass track section, but as you can see, it is a mud track section now. It's the largest handguards I've ever seen on a motorcycle. I don't even know how he got his hands onto the bars. Duct tape those things on. You see Jarrett running a more traditional handguard. Same for Reigns. But Reigns, man, he's either that 2-stroke or the muddy conditions. Something is working for him. Awesome to see. Very likable veteran out of Washington, back up front where he used to be. And then you see, well, this is a huge, huge hill climb here. The battle's still going between the Kawasaki guys, Whibley and Jarrett. And you've got to keep your momentum up in those sections to get up those hills. So if someone's in front of you, you got to go for it. How about Caselli here in 4th? He is a tough customer today in the mud. Back to our XC2 riders, Jason Thomas, no goggles, has worked his way through every rider in that field, and now he leads Watkins, who remember was leading before he went to break, and look at how difficult it is to get to the hill. The camera is deceptive. These are very, very steep hill climbs out here. And right now, Jarrett is tractoring through the muck on that Kawasaki KX450F. And now Jarrett under pressure from Josh Strang, who you've got to figure is just waiting to strike. And Whibley has been pushed back to 3rd. So Strang, as he has been for the last couple of rounds, early in the race, not too many fireworks, but late he gets it done. Here's Reigns wheeling over that hole, pushed back to the number 4 spot. And next in the order will be Caselli. And there's our XC2 leader, Jason Thomas, right behind Caselli. So Thomas keeping his head down and charging. And there's Scott Watkins on the inside. And now we've got a new leader in the XC1 class. It's Strang. So Strang has found his stride. He now leads Whibley, who also is riding without goggles. And Jarrett, who was just leading a few moments ago, is back to 3rd. And on a muddy racetrack like this, you've got riders crashing and getting stuck all over the place. Look at this. Thad Duvall, who we did not even see much earlier, is up to 4th, and Duvall can fly in the mud. And as you can see, feet on the pegs, rolling on the throttle. That kid is some kind of talent. He's going to figure this out and run with these guys before the year is up. You can guarantee it. Still 2 Kawasaki's taking on the 1 Suzuki. Whibley, Strang, and now Jarrett in 3rd. Looks like Wibbs has gotten the lead back from Strang, and that's a battle for the points lead. Here are some fans cheering for the New Zealander, and they're pumped to see him back out front. And there's Strang in 2nd. Strang, after winning 3 in a row, took the points lead in the series, but it's so close. If Whibley wins this one, he will get the series lead back. Now, Jarrett had a couple of rough races early in the year, but he would love to win one of these things before it's over. He's won 1 GNCC in his career, and that was about 8 years ago, but he is on the verge of another. And here's Duvall, lethal back there in 4th. Duvall, known for bad starts, but he has got speed. He can run with anyone when it's his day. And one more mistake out of these leaders, and you can expect Duvall to be right in there. Whibley just trying to negotiate the pro pit area and then get to the finish line. This is supposed to be the easiest part of the track, but you can see he has to put a lot of thought into finding the right lines. Now, this is something the Suzuki team came up with last year, pressure washing the radiators to get the mud off and allow the bike to run cool. Meanwhile, they're giving Whibley goggles. There's Josh Strang's mechanic, Chris Wolf, waiting for his rider to come in. And here comes Strang, who was leading a few miles ago. Oh, almost throws it away. Like I said, this is supposed to be an easy portion of the racetrack. Now, is Strang going to stop? You bet. These guys would love to have fresh goggles, fresh gloves. And look at how much mud that guy's taking in his eyes. Those eyes are beet red. And the steam pouring out of the bike, that's because it's just covered in so much mud. And they spray it off now, trying to prevent that from happening. And you think you've seen the guys going by. Jarrett goes by, and the same thing with Duvall. Strang's taking his time in the pits. Will that strategy pay off? We'll find out after this. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, Yamaha, and by Honda Generators, the official generator of Racer TV. Back in the deep, dark, muddy terrain of Tennessee, and Paul Whibley in the lead and trying to pull the gap now. It has been close. Here's his wife on the side of the track, checking her watch, seeing the distance between himself and this man, Jimmy Jarrett, who's 2nd. So a banner day for this Kawasaki team. They are running 1 and 2. But look out for Thad Duvall. He got around Josh Strang while Strang was in the pits. Duvall up to 3rd, and as you can see, the kid is moving, revving the engine to tell the slower riders, get out of my way, I'm going to the front. Same here for Caleb Russell, who is back in the lead now in XC2. Cresting this hill, and Russell had to get around Watkins and Jason Thomas. Russell, not known as a mud specialist, but so far, this track is agreeing with him. Let's check back in with Josh Strang. What happened to Strang? In the lead, and that's a position he's gotten used to the last couple of weeks. He's going to have to remount and charge to go back after Whibley and try to win 4 in a row. More of this in a moment, but now it's time for our Rocky Mountain Spotlight. Today we're going to look at the Lex MXE slip-on silencer, retailing for just $199.99. Fully tunable exhaust system allows the user to change from a race exhaust with a 46mm race tip you see there to a forest-friendly silencer with a quiet core insert, and that just takes 3 volts. Engineered to improve torque and acceleration with an increase of up to 4 horsepower on some machines, the lightweight design saves over 3.5 pounds over the stock exhaust. It includes the 46mm race tip and a Forest Service-approved quiet core spark arrestor insert that brings sound levels down below 96 decibels. And there's optional tuning exhaust tips and a screen-type spark arrestor available, all to further tune power and sound characteristics. Constructed of lightweight 6061 T6 aluminum and durable 304 stainless steel, it comes with a lifetime limited warranty and has available for high-performance Honda, Kawasaki, KTM, Suzuki, and Yamaha motorcycles and ATVs. Now, once you've run that Lex MXE exhaust for a while, how do you keep it tuned and running right? Well, of course, with Lex MXE Premium Silencer Packing. Retailing for $19.99, this premium muffler packing is made from a special yarn-type fiberglass strand specifically designed to reduce decibel levels beyond the limits of standard muffler packing. And the high-temp fiberglass ensures longevity. It's recommended for Lex MXE and other racing mufflers, perfect for both 4-strokes and 2-strokes, and the 25x15 sheet is enough to pack one silencer. Rocky Mountain ATV MC is the leading seller of ATV and motorcycle tires, parts, accessories, and apparel with an industry-leading website, free shipping on orders over $99 in the continental U.S., and a huge inventory of in-stock items. You are sure to get the products you need at the prices you want, shipped quickly to your door. Visit RockyMountainATVMC.com for more or call 1-800-272-6329 to request a free catalog. Well, no special parts needed for Paul Whibley. He has got that Kawasaki on rails right now as he stretches it out over his teammate Jimmy Jarrett. But look at how hard Jarrett is going, trying to keep pace. Jarrett, like we said, would love to win one of these. Oh, Jarrett's got to keep pushing because look at Thad Duvall back here in third. And the fans coming to life. Thad, that bike is sideways every time you look at it. That kid hangs it out. And he's closing in on Jarrett. Now you've got Russell leading XC2. These guys are sitting down in the seat just trying to get as much traction to the ground as possible. We go back a little bit further, and look who's back on the radar screen. Charlie Mullins, who we have not seen since the opening stages of this thing. He's gotten around Barry Hawk, so Mullins on the comeback bid. I don't know if he'll have time to catch this guy, though. Whibley, who is rolling through his pits, they decide not to stop him. Same thing with Jarrett, wide open down that stretch. And he better be, because here comes Duvall. No goggles, not stopping in the pits. He wants to win. Stay with us. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, Yamaha, and Honda Generators, the official generator of Racer TV. Paul Whibley, they call him the Axeman. He used to work in the forestry service in his native New Zealand. Whibbs is out front here at the Weekend Warrior Titan GNCC in Lafayette, Tennessee. But his teammate Jimmy Jarrett not going to let him off the hook. Jarrett still digging deep, still pushing hard. And you can see the conditions here on some of these hillsides, not that bad. More mud in the valleys, where Caleb Russell just raced out of. He leads in the XC2 class. And Charlie Mullins, what a comeback for him. Third in XC1 and fourth overall at the moment. And you might be saying to yourself, where's the number 7 of Thad Duvall, who is closing the gap in the leaders? Well, for the umpteenth time in a row, mechanical troubles have set in for Bad Thad. And just like at our previous race at Loretta Lynn's when he was leading and ran into mechanical gremlins and knocked him out, well, today a sure bid for a podium ends with nothing for Duvall. That is an incredible run of bad luck for him. I believe he has broken a chain guide and then has snapped his chain. Meanwhile, down the pit road we go. Whibley, there's his wife. She's cheering him on. And they are pumped. Whibley could get the points lead back if he wins this thing. And Jarrett, what a strong ride for him. He doesn't have Duvall in tow now. Now he'll have to worry about Mullins. And you know Mullins, who is right there battling for this series championship, 1 second. So Jarrett's wife cheering him on. She needs her man to dig deep. Meanwhile, no trouble for Whibley. As the conditions got worse, Whibley just seemed to ride better. And this will give the Axeman 2 wins on the season and put him back in the series points lead. He has to dodge some of the riders in other classes. Go back to second, Jarrett. Look at how slick this stuff has become. Jarrett out of Southern Ohio, he knows how to ride this difficult terrain. He is going to bring the Geico Kawasaki home in second. And these guys are glad they're only racing 2 hours instead of 3. Look how difficult it is just to get to the finish line for Mullins. And you got to give credit. Mullins known for good starts, but he proved he can come from behind. He's going to dig out a third, and that's valuable points for him as well. Let's go to
The start was good. I was second, and about third mile marker, I hit a soft spot, ended up crashing, and got stuck. A couple XC2 guys got me, and just really kind of struggled first couple laps. And I think they said I was 12th or something, and I ended up putting my head down and charging and getting third. So not too bad of a day. I'll take it. Still good for the championship points, and I'll get them next round.
All right, here are the results. Kawasaki 1-2 Strang struggling back there 4th. Barry Hawk solid in 5th, and Rains ends up 7th.
The race went good. I actually got the whole shot, and you know, I was leading, and for a while Paul got me, and they actually took a dozer around the track, and there was a bunch of soft spots, and he got back around me, and I was pretty comfortable just in second today, just following him around, and kind of waiting to the end, and I had a pretty good crash at the end, and he got away, and you know, that was it. But a day like this, you know, up on the podium, I'm happy.
Okay, that's Jarrett, who's now 4th in points. Look at how close it is, though. A big logjam between Whibley, Mullins, and Strang. And speaking of Whibley, here's
yeah, got a good start in the race. I was following Josh and Jimmy early on. After the fuel stop, I got a fresh pair of goggles and I was able to charge and able to build a lead. I'm pretty happy with the way the points panned out. I leave here with the points lead, and it kind of feels like a bit of redemption after struggling I had at Loretta's.
Yeah, Whibley actually broke a chain there and lost a bunch of points. In XC2, Caleb Russell proving he can be a mud rider, tops Watkins and Buttrick. They come from behind effort to get third. Here's how it went down today. First, the rain came down. Then Jimmy Jarrett grabbed the whole shot, battled with Charlie Mullins. Mullins crashed to the back of the pack, and Paul Whibley took over the lead. But Jarrett and Josh Strang were tough. They were not going to let him off the hook. Jarrett on the number 6 would take the lead from his teammate. And they would have a challenge from Strang, who would get the lead on the number 3 Suzuki. Strang looked like you could win 4 straight victories. Not quite. Whibley was able to stay close, and then he got fresh goggles in the pits and took off. Thad Duvall became the new challenger. He moved up into 3rd and pressed the Kawasaki riders till mechanical gremlins set in. Caleb Russell led most of the day in XC2. Whibley led most of the day in XC1 and held on, making a very difficult track look easy. For everyone here, I'm Jason Wygant. Congratulations to Paul Whibley, and thank you for watching.